little bit. You just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got trouble, I got them too. It isn't anything what we do for you. We stick together, see it through, cause you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, big and stronger too. Maybe none of them will never love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy, and as the years go by, friendship will never die. You gon' see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me.